We'll start this morning with some big breaking news, positive news for Arsenal.
Arsenal have made headlines across the footballing world by completing the sensational £88 million signing of Brazilian forward Rodrygo Goes from Real Madrid, a move that has been described as one of the most ambitious transfers in the club's modern history. The announcement has electrified fans, stunned rivals, and cemented Arsenal's position as a club determined to reclaim its place at the very summit of European football. Rodrygo, still just 23 years old, arrives at the Emirates Stadium with an already glittering CV signed by Real Madrid as a teenager from Santos in 2019. He quickly established himself as a rising star, producing moments of brilliance in La Liga and the Champions League. Many Madrid supporters will never forget his breakout performance against Galatasaray in the Champions League, where he scored a perfect hat-trick at the age of 18. From there, he went on to deliver time and again in Europe's biggest competition, scoring crucial goals against Chelsea, Manchester City, and PSG. His reputation as a big-game player was sealed. However, despite his success, Rodrygo found himself battling for game time at Madrid, competing with the likes of Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, and other high-profile attackers. While Carlo Ancelotti valued him highly, Rodrygo's desire to be a leading figure, rather than a rotation option, grew stronger. When Arsenal came calling with the promise of a starring role in Mikel Arteta's ambitious project, the Brazilian felt it was time for a new chapter. For Arsenal, this deal represents more than just adding a talented forward, it's about taking the next step in their evolution under Arteta. Since taking charge in 2019, the Spaniard has overseen a complete transformation. Arsenal have gone from being perennial underachievers to genuine title contenders, building a young, energetic squad with the likes of Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres, William Saliba, and Martin Ødegaard at its core. The addition of Rodrygo now supercharges that project. Tactically, Rodrygo Goes fits seamlessly into Arsenal's system. His versatility allows him to operate on either wing, but his natural inclination to cut inside and combine with teammates makes him lethal in Arteta's fluid, possession-based structure. On the left, he can drift inside to link up with Ødegaard and Victor Gyökeres or play off the overlaps of Declan Rice. On the right, he can dovetail with Saka, creating nightmares for defenders with quick interchanges and one-touch passing. He is also comfortable in central areas, giving Arteta the option to deploy him as a false nine if required. Rodrygo's ability to rise to the occasion in high-pressure matches could prove invaluable. Arsenal's young side has sometimes been accused of lacking experience in decisive moments, as seen in the late stages of recent title races. Rodrygo, however, brings a mentality forged at Real Madrid, a club where only winning matters. His knack for scoring clutch goals could be the difference between Arsenal falling short and finally lifting the Premier League trophy for the first time since the Invincibles in 2004. The £88 million fee underscores Arsenal's intent. For years, the club was accused of being hesitant in the transfer market, often missing out on top targets or failing to compete financially with the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, or Manchester United. Under sporting director Edu Gaspar and with strong backing from the Kroenke family, those days appear to be over. This transfer signals that Arsenal are ready to go toe-to-toe with Europe's elite, both on and off the pitch. Fan reaction has been euphoric. On social media, Arsenal supporters flooded timelines with memes, celebrations, and declarations of renewed hope. "This is the biggest signing since Ozil," one fan tweeted. Another added, "Saka on the right, Rodrygo on the left, who is stopping us now?" The sense of optimism is palpable, with many fans believing this could be the final piece of the puzzle in Arsenal's quest for silverware. Even neutral observers have been impressed by Arsenal's boldness. Football pundits across Europe have praised the deal as a game changer. Former players have highlighted how Rodrygo's creativity and flair could unlock deep defenses, an area where Arsenal have sometimes struggled. Rival fans, meanwhile, are both envious and wary. Manchester City supporters know all too well how close Arsenal came to dethroning them in recent seasons, and the addition of Rodrygo only increases the threat. Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea fans have also voiced concern that Arsenal are now operating at another level. Rodrygo himself has reportedly expressed excitement about the move. While official interviews will come during his unveiling at the Emirates, sources close to the player suggest he was drawn to Arteta's vision of building a young, fearless team capable of competing for every trophy. Turning down PSG and Bayern Munich in favor of Arsenal highlights his belief in the project. For the Brazilian, this is an opportunity to not just play football but to become the face of a new era. Off the pitch, the impact will also be significant. Arsenal's global profile continues to grow, particularly in South America, and Rodrygo's signing will further strengthen the club's brand. Merchandise sales are expected to surge, and his presence could attract a new wave of fans from Brazil and beyond. Commercially, the signing makes sense as much as it does on the pitch. For Arteta, this transfer is a validation of his work. When he arrived, Arsenal were a club adrift, lacking identity and direction. Step by step, he rebuilt the culture, instilled discipline, and nurtured young talent. Now, he has been trusted with one of Europe's brightest stars to take the team to the next level. The message is clear: Arsenal believe they can win now. The unveiling of Rodrygo at the Emirates is set to be spectacular, with thousands of fans expected to pack the stands to welcome their new hero. Chants, banners, and Brazilian flags will no doubt fill the air as Arsenal officially present the £88 million man. The anticipation is unlike anything the club has seen in years. This signing is not just about today, it's about the future. Arsenal are building a team not just to compete, but to dominate. With Rodrygo, Saka, Martinelli, Ødegaard, and Saliba all still young, the Gunners could have a core capable of competing at the very top for the next decade. Add in the tactical brilliance of Arteta and the growing financial muscle of the club, and the future looks brighter than ever in North London. Ultimately, the arrival of Rodrygo Goes is a watershed moment. It's a statement to fans, rivals, and the world: Arsenal are back. They are no longer content with being contenders, they are aiming to be champions. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the dream of lifting the Premier League title feels within reach. With Rodrygo in their ranks, Arsenal supporters have every reason to believe that the glory days are about to return.